One of the grand jurors on the Breonna Taylor case came forward. They said Daniel Cameron didn't even give them the opportunity to indict the supposed or the alleged or the actual, however you want to look at it, killers of Breonna Taylor. Daniel Cameron then tried to fight that particular court order to allow for this juror to speak because of reasons. The court said, I'm Bennett and I ain't in it. Me and the Notification Gang would like to invite everybody to come join us Monday through Thursday, 9:20 to 10 o'clock for morning coffee, where we discuss the events of the prior day and also just talk mess about stuff. See you then.
Oh, Black Dynamite, I wish it was that simple, but this is much bigger than you and me.
Hey, little mama. It may be bigger than you, and it may be bigger than me, but it ain't bigger than you and me. Can you dig it?
BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently the DA, or the AG, pardon me, that we know as Daniel Cameron, came out and made some statements regarding the grand jury, or his work in the grand jury, or what the grand jury chose to and chose not to do in regards to the Breonna Taylor case. After he came out and said, well, you know, the grand jury didn't even want to find these cops guilty. This is the only thing that they wanted to prosecute. It seems like one of the jurors said enough is enough. That juror came out and wanted to speak on the grand jury findings, on basically what happened in the grand jury. For everybody that don't know, the grand jury is secret. No one is allowed to disseminate any information that comes out of the grand jury. One of the jurors came out and they were upset because they said basically they didn't even get the option of indicting the officers that actually killed Breonna Taylor. The only options they were given was to get somebody in trouble for shooting at a wall. So I don't know what to tell you. Before we actually get into what Daniel Cameron did, why it's so egregious, and basically why this man should not be allowed to work in the field of law ever again, I do want to add, this is done all the time. Imagine, just for argument's sake, that Breonna Taylor's case wasn't national, that it didn't get the attention that it has gotten, and the jurors only heard about the police officer shooting at a wall. They wouldn't even know to tell anyone that they didn't have the option of being able to go after the officers that shot Breonna Taylor. So with that being said, the judge has a ruling. The ruling says, wherefore it is hereby ordered, anonymous juror number 1, motion to release grand jury proceedings is granted, to include the unrecorded grand jury proceedings in Commonwealth versus Brett Hankinson. Any participant in these proceedings, including grand jurors, may disclose such information subject to the trial court's order regarding information to be redacted. So, real quick, the reason why the judge or the courts in this matter is saying, you know what, usually grand jury proceedings are hidden, we don't let people know what happened in the grand jury, is because Daniel Cameron himself came out and basically started speaking on it publicly. And since he said a couple of things publicly that these jurors are now upset with, he put the courts in a precarious situation. Now, this is what you have to understand, real quick. No judge wants to be known as someone who allows for shenanigans to go on in their courtroom. So when people like myself, or the TMZs of the world, or the ABCs or the NBCs or whoever of the world, but I don't really want to say the ABCs or the NBCs, but basically, when media shows up that they do not own, they cannot manipulate, or media shows up that they don't really care about, trying to hide the bullshit, it kind of puts the courts in a situation where they have to really be transparent. So as of right now, the courts, in my opinion, are probably looking at this as, you know what, I don't want to go down with this Daniel Cameron guy. He obviously did the wrong thing by not even presenting a case for Breonna Taylor's murder. The papers further go, it is further ordered that this court's order concerning juror qualification forms and identifying information of grand jurors remain effective. Neither this court nor any office or agency thereof shall disclose any identifying information of the grand jurors in this matter without further order of the court. I believe that this is done, for one, so the juror that did speak out doesn't have to give their name and they can be protected. Because you do know that there are crazies out there. I hope that we know this. And in addition to there just being crazies out there, it can be assumed that Daniel Cameron, in a last-ditch effort, might try to out every juror and get them in fear of their own lives to get them to agree that he did no wrong. The court order further goes, it is further ordered that an individual juror who wishes to identify themselves as a participant in the grand jury proceedings in this matter may, but shall not be compelled to do so. The identity of any individual juror in this matter shall not be released without their written authorization. I believe that this is put in to give the juror that is speaking out the ability to speak out and identify themselves as a juror, whereas the court will also say, yeah, that was a juror, therefore giving their comments on what happened inside of the grand jury validity. Just so we could be clear, also with the minutes, I'm assuming some of that will also be released so people can know what was going on in there. And then it goes on to say, it is further ordered that the anonymous juror number 1 petition for declaration of rights is hereby dismissed. The court urges any juror who chooses to disclose their identity to do so with extreme caution, for to do so may result in a level of public attention and scrutiny over which this court will have no control. Furthermore, this order is not intended to coerce, compel, or even encourage any grand juror to come forward. It merely grants one juror's request to do so and give others the option. Grand jury deliberations are a collaborative process. Okay, so this is basically the court saying we want no parts of the Daniel Cameron shenanigans. We don't want no parts of what might be to come. And we're gonna exclude ourselves from the BS. That's what it sounds like this judge is basically saying. You have to understand, okay? This is just me speaking. A woman got murdered, and they're accusing Daniel Cameron of going in there and not even giving them the opportunity to hear about what happened or to deliberate whether there should be an indictment against the people who actually murdered this woman. So if they exclude that particular information, there's a lot of other information which pardon me, also wouldn't even have any merit, like how they got the warrant in the first place. That's why you see so many people backing up off of this. Nobody wants to put, this is a career killer. Daniel Cameron, in his, I guess, his zeal to appease, or this guy gets his haircuts at Supercuts. This guy's a black dude. He gets his haircut at Supercuts. Do I gotta say much more? Does that even make sense? How you a black dude and you don't go to a damn barber that could line you? This is crazy. Anyway, let me know what y'all got. There's no reason to keep going on with this dude. This is what the case is saying. Basically, they're gonna let the juror come out and speak about what Daniel Cameron did. Also, don't forget, Daniel Cameron tried to stop this. So he knows what he did was wrong. I think that's the biggest part about Daniel Cameron tried to stop this. If he didn't think what he did was wrong, why would he try to stop it? Why wouldn't he say, you know what, everything I did was above board? Why don't we just let everybody know what was... He tried to stop this. I think that says a lot. And this guy gets his hair cut at Supercuts, man. If you black and the person that's cutting your hair is only using some scissors, come on, man. Ain't nobody got time for this. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like to help dictate the direction that this channel takes, please leave a comment. All comments are appreciated, whether positive or negative. Thank you very much and enjoy your day. And remember, positive thoughts cause for positive things to happen. Let's get it.
Oh, Black Dynamite, I wish it was that simple, but this is much bigger than you and me.
Hey, little mama. It may be bigger than you, and it may be bigger than me, but it ain't bigger than you and me. Can you dig it?